For Sentinel.com, this is Ira Winderman with your latest Ask Ira Miami Heat mailbag. Our first question today comes from Aura, who asks, Chris Bosh, Hassan Whiteside, and Goran Dragic won't be able to close out games in the fourth quarter, like Dwyane Wade, Luol Deng, and Joe Johnson. I'm not sure exactly how many games Johnson and Deng closed out first of all, although Luol certainly was critical on the defensive end. But I appreciate your point about when it comes to resetting and closers. I think not only does Goran Dragic have to step forward, be the primary facilitator and maybe scorer at the end of games, but I think this also opens the door for Chris Bosh, especially of course if he's healthy. That also means Chris has to get back to the foul line, be someone who could score winning points either with his jumper, at the rim, or again on free throws. I'm most curious to see how this plays out with Hassan Whiteside, whether he'll be a featured finisher or honestly whether he'll even be in the game at the ends of games. I think this will be a fascinating case study of giving someone like Hassan all that money and then seeing where the trust remains. But based on the Heat salary structure and where they stand against the cap for years to come, I think if there is an ultimate trust in Dragic, Bosh, and Whiteside in those situations, then the Heat's payroll priorities might be out of whack. Our second question comes from Luce, who says, Chris Bosh wants to play, Dwyane Wade wants to return. Can we just swap Bosh for Wade in December? Yeah, no. The thing about it is, if the Heat wanted to keep Dwyane Wade, they could have done it with salary, let alone now giving up an asset. I think this whole thing about a Dwyane return is far-fetched, considering, of course, he won't be a bird rights free agent next summer when it comes to the Heat, and they likely won't have as much money to offer. And even for a trade, on December 15th, for the Heat to make the math work and obviously get Dwyane back playing with Chris Bosh, it would mean trading someone like Goran Dragic. This to me is all hypothetical, and to be honest with you, just a bit far-fetched. Dwyane Wade had time to consider where he wanted to be, how he wanted to end his career, and now it looks like the way it ends will be somewhere other than Miami. And our last question comes from Chris in Lake Worth, who says, do you think the Heat could do with Luke Babbitt what they did with Gerald Green last season, as far as helping the defense, his defense, and turning him into at least an average defender on the court? Also, do you think playing on a team with the shot blocking of Hassan Whiteside will benefit him as far as staying on the floor? Chris, I think when Erik Spoelstra brings everyone together with camp, I think Luke, I don't want to say he's an afterthought, but he might be more insurance in case the Heat finally can move the final 2 years, including that player option on Josh McRoberts' deal. As it is right now, Luke has had a quality defensive center alongside in Omar Asik and a quality shot blocker behind him in Anthony Davis in New Orleans, so it's not as if he hasn't had rim protection already. I think Luke is the kind of investment you make, you bring into camp, you see if he's worthwhile for your roster. If not, if a veteran with a fully guaranteed salary has to be waived, he could be the guy to go in order for Erik Spoelstra and the Heat to keep someone, say, like Briante Weber. Those are today's 3 questions. We'll be back tomorrow with 3 more. For SunSentinel.com, I'm Ira Winderman.